All right, so for example number 2, let's do something that's a little more challenging. Let's say A plus B in parentheses squared plus 2b 3b if A equals 2 and B equals 3. Okay. So basically what we're going to do, just like the last problem, wherever you see an A, we're going to plug in 2. Wherever you see a B, we're going to plug in 3. Okay. So I'm going to have a 2, and then over here I'm going to have a 3, and then over here I'm going to have a 3. So wherever there's an A, I plugged in a 2. Wherever there's a B, I plugged in a 3. Everything else kind of stays the same, right? See how I did that? Now I'm writing it, you could just write it out, but I'm writing it in color codes so that way, and by the way, you don't have to bring in color pencils and use the different colors. I just like to write it in different colors so you guys could see, oh, what did he plug in for A? It's in blue. Does that make sense? Some students some kids will get colored pencils and do all that. That's fine. You don't have to. Anyways, so now this is an order of operations problem for sure, where we're going to have to please excuse dear Aunt Sally. So the plugging in, a lot of kids are good at. It's the order of operations is what we struggle with. By the way, what does P stand for? Parentheses, right? So we do the work inside the parentheses first. So we always go down this list. I said the answer. What's E stand for? Exponents, right? Okay, cool. What does M stand for? Multiplication. D, division. A, adding. And then S is subtracting, right? Remember that multiplication and division are kind of the same thing, mathematically speaking. So we always go left to right. In other words, you can do division before multiplication. You can. It's not that often, but you always go left to right with those. Same thing with adding and subtracting. You can do subtracting before you do addition. You're going to go left to right. So if you ever have a problem and the only thing you have left to do is multiplication and division, you just go left to right. If you ever do a problem and the only thing you have left to do is add or subtract, you have to go left to right. And it does make a difference sometimes. So anyways, parentheses is the first thing. So I'm going to add up what's inside the parentheses. What's that? 5. So 2 plus 3 is 5. Everything else stays the same. Now, if you want to, this is a separate expression over here. We can multiply that out. What's 3 times 3? 9. All right. Now, 5 times 2, I put it in parentheses. You don't have to, but what's 5 squared? 25. And if you don't remember that 5 squared is 5 times 5. Okay? So 5 times 5 is 25 for sure. And we just drop down the plus 9. You'll hear me interchange that. I'll say add 9 or I'll say plus 9 like it's a positive. What's 25 times 9? 34. I saw some of you guys looking at the clock.